Side, Caswell Martin of Antigua, West Indies versus Pete Roberts of Birmingham.
Round one.
Here we go with round one of the 6-round contest. Referee Tony Manselli of Blackfriars, London, the undefeated heavyweight champion in the southern area of Great Britain. Pete Roberts, of course, right in the middle of the mid-heavyweight bracket. Caswell Martin at light heavyweight, but going up to mid-heavyweight this afternoon to take on Pete Roberts. Pete Roberts, of course, a judo expert as well as an experienced wrestler. And the boy from West Indies might have a little trouble, especially as it's a one-fall contest and one slip can give away the bout. No doubt in the first round they'll both be exceedingly careful not to make that slip early anyway. Roberts, who has that back hammer on the left arm of Martin, keeping the right arm well away from trouble, though not actually in a lever. Now the lever's on. The arm lock now to Pete Roberts. Roberts hoping to deliver a couple of weaknesses for that arm lock as he throws his man still in the lock. Now can Caswell Martin go with that grapevine? Can he get into a position? Not the first time. And the arm lock is still there. Evidently, Pete Roberts is quite determined to keep that arm lock on as long as he can. He's only got a couple of minutes to hold it. But he got out of it then, the West Indian neatly out. Very reasonable spin out that Pete Roberts was waiting for. Backhammer to Roberts this time. Just a minute to go, and Roberts with his double-handed wrist lever out by Martin again. Counters are coming thick and fast here this afternoon. The way that arm lever is held right against the joint there with the knee. Now he's bent it with. Turn into it, grab. Not what I expected him to do at all, but still, he got clear. Just a couple of seconds to go then in this first round. It's Pete Roberts, who actually was born in Birmingham, but I believe is now billed pretty often from Worcester, where he's now residing. He only had 3 years or so amateur experience, but of course he gets a lot of his experience from judo. He's quite an expert at judo. He's part-time wrestler most of his wrestling career. No speciality at all. He'll never admit to any speciality, though I think his escape moves are mostly his speciality.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Seconds away, round 2.
Round 2 and no score in this mid-heavyweight contest here at St. Cliff's Pavilion in Westcliff-on-Sea between Caswell Martin of the West Indies and Pete Roberts, Birmingham, because this is a one-fall contest. And Roberts the first to acknowledge that neat escape. Not even a folded leg. Curious grip. That's more than a folded leg now. Double wrist lock reached by Roberts, but the arm still straight. Good to him. There, now it's better. There's the perfect one. Backhand position, double wrist lock. And Roberts had to release that in order to hold his balance with his left arm. Trying to get that same position back with the double wrist lock, but hasn't been able to make it so far. Just a couple of minutes left in the second. Dead even. These two men, both equal amount of attacking and defending up to now. Counters are coming well from both. Lovely whip, forward whip, but taken nicely. Toe and ankle fast, but a superb spin out. He timed that to perfection, Martin. Even Roberts couldn't land on his feet that time. Headlock and stranglehold with a minute left in round 2. This is a one-fall bout, remember. And both of them are taking a heck of a lot of risks in these first 2 rounds, because that one mistake will end the contest. Figure 4 leg lock. Arm through, but no bar yet. Perfectly legitimate.
3, 4, 5.
Just about 25 seconds left in this second, and Roberts really felt that one. So almost on the bell now. Round 3, and in case you've just joined us here at the Cliffs Pavilion, West-on-Sea, this is a preliminary contest, mid-heavyweight, between Caswell Martin of the West Indies and Pete Roberts of Birmingham. Martin giving away 5 pounds exactly to Roberts, and no score, of course, because this is a 1-fall contest. The first fall decides. Using the impetus from the ropes now, with his opponent coming off the ropes hard to help him in his throw.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Down. Yes, clearly a possible folding press here to Roberts, the first pinfall chance. But what a spin out again. And again acknowledged by Pete Roberts. It's great when the opponent acknowledges it. Just with a smile and a nod. And that's a special move of Caswell Martin's. He often uses that. Roberts on the attack again. But no real wrestling hold there. He hasn't even got the side headlock on properly. Now, Martin has turned into the side headlock, but how easily he got out, because it was never on properly in the first place. Half Nelson and a push over for a double knee. There's the double knee hold. The double leg Nelson chance to Roberts. Oh, yes.
1, 2.
Now, I hope that doesn't mean Caswell Martin is going to start using the headbutts from now on, because this has been a good wrestling bout up to now. It stays like that, without having to bring in the headbutts to the head. Headbutts to the stomach, that's one thing. Couple of minutes left in the third. And it's a face bar, and a good one by Roberts. You notice that he's got Martin's left leg. Perfect lock there behind, so that Martin can't turn out of it. He got away from the face bar, but he still can't turn out of it, not with that leg lock on. There it is. He's got to get out of that before he can really move into an attacking position. Martin extremely tired of this leg lock. doesn't want to know about it anymore, but he cannot figure a way out of it. Just under 1 minute now in this third round, and still that leg lock held by Roberts. The trouble is whether Roberts is right to keep it so long, because he doesn't seem to be getting a pinfall chance or a submission chance from it. He might be believing that it's just a weakener for later. Half a minute. I think that even Roberts has decided to let go finally, much to the relief of the West Indian Caswell Martin, almost on the bell of the third round. Pete Roberts, and he held that for what I made it just over 2 minutes of that round. He held that one leg lock on his opponent, Martin. Now, he will tell you, if we could ask him now, that the reason for that, of course, is because he wanted to weaken that leg for later and therefore be able to go for it continuously and eventually lead to a pinfall or a submission of some sort. But it doesn't seem to have done all that much damage to his opponent.
5, 4, 3.
Second away, round 4.
Nice, the way Caswell Martin walked out then from his corner, not too worried about that left leg, despite the fact that it was in that painful lock for 2 minutes. 3 rounds to go. And this packed Cliffs Pavilion here at Westcliff-on-Sea, really enjoying this preliminary contest. Caswell Martin versus Pete Roberts, 1 fall to decide. And Caswell Martin, the West Indian, one of his favorite speciality moves is that mule kick from ground position. He nearly brought it off then. Both men being more slow and deliberate now. Till the whip comes, but again Roberts lands. And a beautiful double arm there over the top, and underneath is a dangerous position there for Martin. Just slides out. And slides, I think, is the operative word. Just a lot of sweat there on his opponent's body to make him unable to hold it. That was a really near thing. Body check. Body check, shoulder onto the opponent's left arm again. Roberts now has changed from his opponent's left leg treatment to the left arm. And that could be a submission position. Oh, I don't think Caswell Martin will give that easily. The arm has now gone with the joint underneath Roberts there, held by his legs. In fact, it's pretty loose, and it's out of trouble. One interlocked finger released, and again that shoulder check against the opponent's left side.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Roberts really pulling out some attacking moves in this round.
2, 3, 4, 5.
And the first crotch hold and slam of the contest. Reverse double knee hold. 2, he gets a 2. Can he hold him down the second time? Another 2, but gives up. And that applause shows you just how the spectators here at the Cliffs Pavilion, West Cliff-on-Sea, really appreciate their wrestling and their good counters. Because Martin was quite in trouble underneath there and could have easily gone down for count of 3, but instead he made it 2 twice and got out of it. I don't think that Pete Roberts timed that right. I don't think he meant to fall back on that one. Just trying a shoulder press. The jump step over leg lock now to Roberts. 1 minute left in the 4th. When you're in that leg lock, of course, the only counter you've got really is to the opponent's head, which is there right in front of you. Just a question of how you get the leg out. That's one way. Grab a double arm. And he's got the double arm. 30 seconds. And a double arm to Martin. The first real strength move we've seen, attempted by Roberts to counter this. He hasn't got very much time. 3 seconds. Well, you may have seen Caswell Martin look down, rather angry expression, at the timekeeper there. That's the second time in this bout, just as he's taken over the advantage from Pete Roberts, the bell goes, and he's blaming the poor wretched timekeeper, who's of course going by the second. Anyway, he very nearly got very badly caught in that last round. No question about it. He'll have to watch for that one again in the remaining 2.
5, 4, 3.
Seconds away, round 5.
Round 5, 2 rounds to go, no score. 1 fall decides this bout. Pete Roberts versus the West Indian Caswell Martin. And you may notice that Tony Mansulli, the referee, hasn't even had to deliver a private warning in any way in this bout so far. It's seldom you see 4 rounds go by in wrestling these days without a slight warning from the ref on some point or other.
Phil, if you can hear me, tell Ken he mustn't put that flip right near that monitor.
Oh yes, oh, over the top, and he just, oh, very nearly caught him. He's still got a chance for double leg Nelson. This could be it for Roberts. And the leg chop. Again, Caswell Martin out of trouble at the last second. The 3rd time he's been down for a pinfall count of 2. Still Roberts can't clinch it. Bridge. Martin bridging well there, despite Roberts' efforts with his arms to prevent that bridge. See those shoulder blades way off. And I don't think Roberts will get him down. No, he's given up, and he's gone for a double wrist leader. Grapevine now to Martin. Didn't hold. The wrist lever is more powerful, especially with Roberts' thumb placed where it is, the back of Martin's hand. The climb up didn't work. Oh, yes. Roberts thought he was going to make it, so released, but quickly came back for the counter. Agreement to break. 2 minutes left in round 5, and a grapevine again. And further arm lever now to Martin. Now Roberts in trouble. Using his free left arm to try and haul his way out of trouble by strength. Grapevine being released slowly. Trying again. Let's see if that grapevine can be completely broken. There it is. And if he can hold it, Roberts almost over there. Oh. Tremendous effort. And he at least got rid of that grapevine and further arm lever, which could have been dangerous for him. Inside arm roll there, following quickly with the head scissors. Figure 4 head scissors to Roberts with just less than a minute to go in round 5. All his weight on the feet. Dive to the head. Roberts almost going for a grab there, but nicely out Roberts on that throw. About 20 seconds plus to go. Easy cartwheel out of trouble. Now, with only a few seconds, bet the bell goes while Martin's got the advantage again. So once again, the timekeeper, the unfortunate timekeeper, who of course rings the bell on the second of 5 minutes up. Whoever has the advantage, but 3 times in this bout, Caswell Martin's been the unlucky one. And each time you heard the laughter there from the crowd, each time he just glares at the timekeeper as if it's his fault. 5 rounds down, 1 to go. And it really would be a pity for either one to slip now after this tremendous bout.
7 away, 6, and last round.
Final round 6. Pete Roberts versus Caswell Martin of West Indies. No score, and a great high throw there by Martin. Now if he can produce a few of those to weaken his man, Roberts could be in trouble. Roberts held onto that one nicely, was through with a head mare.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Great throw by Roberts this time, not quite so high as his opponents early. Held again. And the butt, or more a check with the head. A double arm now. Roberts got him, may have him now. 2, and so nearly 3. Oh, Martin, the 3rd time he's been in trouble and got out of it just before Tony Manselli can say the word 3. Side head chancery now to Martin. Both so even. again the headbutt on the way in from the ropes. Over the top. I think Roberts was thinking on the lines of a close pile driver there, but he didn't come. And double arm now from the front, Roberts. I still say that my money would be on Roberts to win this in this last round, if anybody does. Because he's been so near on 3 occasions. And yet Martin has always come back so neatly. He might just spring a surprise, I suppose, too. And a flare over the top, but he didn't connect. Didn't connect with Martin at all. And over the top this time he connected. Double 8 Nelson to Roberts. Now he must have him, surely. No. Still a 2. And spun out. And Roberts looking down. Oh, gosh. Pete Roberts there looking down at us at the ringside commentary table saying, what have I got to do to get this guy? It's the 4th time he's got a 2. But all credit to a tough opponent, Caswell Martin, for getting out of trouble on the nick of time on 4 occasions now. And that quick gesture there to the timekeeper, don't you dare ring that bell now. Matter of fact, there's a minute and a half to go plus. Now Roberts again reaching for that double arm. His feet are in trouble, but his arms are free. And he's got his feet clear because of it. Back into the head scissors, figure 4 position by Roberts. Well, if both men can hold on and not make any mistakes for the next minute or so, that is it, a draw, and what a draw it's been. Tremendous matchmaking. 1 minute to go now in this final round. It's really so exciting to see which one is going to get that hold or lock that is going to really floor the other fellow finally. They've got to hurry now. 30 seconds they've got. Peter Roberts trying this figure 4 leg lock, but he won't do him any good from a point of view of a score. No, there's hardly any time now to 12 seconds left, and still Roberts going for a double arm, goes for the neck instead. 8. And it's too late through. That's then or never by Roberts. It's on the bell. What a bout. A 0-0 draw going the distance. And there's the applause that shows the appreciation for these two fellows putting up a wonderful contest. Frankie Blake, our MC.
Gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, I think you'll all agree, an excellent bout and a fitting result, the result, a draw.